Ready for today?
Yeah, man, keen as. I haven't fished here in a boat, I reckon, up this far for 5 or 6 years, to be honest. We have the kayak tournaments here, we actually launch here, but I've always fished downstreams, and I haven't bladed up the top and fished deep for I don't know how long, so it'd be good to go and find some stuff, actually.
Hey guys, Taka from Daiwa. Here we are in Brisbane Waters today with Kris Hickson. We're going to go fish, I guess, our Infeet range of lures, and we're going to go through a variety of lures today. And I'm going to pick Chris's brain to say, in what situations, what lures are most suitable. So I actually haven't fished out of this water system before, so I'm heavily relying on Kris today. So Kris, what's our game plan today?
I think with the new range Infeet lures we've got coming, the blades and some small vibes. Brisbane Waters is a nice open area. We've got some deeper sort of ballast heaps out there, some steep points. We might go and try and fish open water deep for some bream to start with. Bonus thing's probably going to be a bite catch of maybe whiting, snapper, and hopefully the odd mulloway.
Yep.
And then we might go and there's a lot of nice moored boats and wharves in Brisbane Waters as well. So I think we'll go and show people which Infeet lures to throw in those situations and what probably some forgotten lures as well. So I'm going to crank some boats and twitch some wharves up.
Sounds good. All right, well, we're on the water now, and the weather's looking actually quite good for filming today, so hopefully we can catch some fish. Yeah, stay tuned.
I'm going to go that one there.
I'll go with that one.
What size? Oh, yeah. It's pretty much the same.
I'll choose something different then. I'll go that one.
Go, I was going to say, go
that
that.
one.
That's the go. Yeah, vibe.
TV vibe.
Yeah.
Baby vibes, yeah.
Yeah, baby vibe. So I've pretty much got two ways that I like to fish a blade.
Yep.
I'm definitely no expert in fishing them, and I don't do a whole lot of it at all. But when I do, it's pretty basic. The first one is just really small hops off the bottom. So like a little pop, little flick of the rod. I tend to personally use a bit shorter rod. I've got a long one now. It stops me moving it too far. So all you're doing there is getting the blade to pop off the bottom, enough for the fish to see it, drop back into the mud, and then I'll shuffle around like a little mussel or a clam and go looking for it.
Okay.
The other one is just a really long draw. So I'll do a long draw, feel the blade vibrate really slow up. Same thing, pretty much to get the fish's attention. And then as it's dropping, I like to give it just one little flick. And quite often I find that makes them, if it's fallen down and they're looking, that little flick must be a little reaction, and that entices them into a strike. So that's pretty much the basic two techniques that I use.
Okay.
But essentially it's endless, and you really do have to feel it out on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that technique, can you apply it to, I guess, any sort of situation and scenario? So if you're fishing the harbour, you tend to fish the boats and man-made structure. If you come out to Hawkesbury or even the Brisbane Waters today, you're fishing natural structure. Can you use both techniques in both sort of scenario?
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are, it's essentially the same technique.
Okay.
As I said, you just got to feel it out. So the short hop's good if you don't want to move it too far. So if you're fishing boats, blading a mooring block, aim for the mooring block, drop it down, small pop so it stays around that bit of structure.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas the drag, you're probably going to cover a little bit more ground as well. So yeah, there's endless amounts of ways you can fish a vibe or a blade. That's just the two that I'm the most comfortable in.
Yeah, right. I'll see if I can apply that technique today and catch a fish.
It's very little. Ah, flathead. Oh, don't steal my
Lucky you haven't lost
blade.
your blade yet.
Can I have that net,
Net,
please? Yeah. It's only a lip hook, but it's only 3 pounds straight through, so. Just get him in there. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
So you're fishing straight through today with your blade. Do you tend to go for straight through for treble baits, or do you prefer any like blade and leader setup, or straight through? What's your preference?
Personally, I much prefer to fish blades on straight through fluorocarbon.
Yep.
I'm a little bit heavy-handed, so if I fish braid leader, I always feel like with the small trebles, I'm going to pull the hooks out.
Yep.
But in certain circumstances, I will fish a braid leader combo, but it'll be a very long, light leader, and it's more for feel. So if you're getting small picks, or if you're on rockier bottom with a bit of weed, you need to be able to feel that out to know what to do with your lure.
Yep.
That's probably the one exception, but generally speaking, yeah, I just like fishing straight through. It also slows me down too. Like if I'm fishing braid, I tend to move it too far.
Yeah,
I pull it too hard, I do too much. The stretch in the fluorocarbon helps me slow down a little bit.
So during, I guess, the development stage of this blade, I know that you worked quite close with John, and John's the one who's behind, I guess, the mastermind behind this blade.
Yep.
Is there anything that you specifically wanted to, I guess, this blade to do, or is there anything that you guys specifically focused on developing this blade?
I think the main thing was getting the right holes for the right toe point to make it nice and versatile, so you can both slow roll and hop or vertically fish it, but then also getting the action to start really fast. Like some blades take quite a long, hard lift to get moving.
Yep.
This doesn't. It seems to vibrate really quickly off the bottom. So a small movement will get it to vibrate really quickly. So I think that's pretty essential, so you can get that action without having to move the lure too far and keep it right in that strike zone. And from fishing at the small amount that I have, it seems to be doing the right thing. So good.
I think there's like a few holes on the body where you can adjust your hook setting as well as in where the toe point is. Is there any preference to when you're fishing in certain structures or certain ways, you want to put your, I guess, hooks on certain ways, or where you tie it off of?
To be honest, depending on where you've put it as to how much vibration you're going to get. They're not too far apart. We start on the very bottom one, and that's just for general casting, flicking it off the bottom, fast vibration. If I was going to roll it along a flat, I'd probably move it to the front one, to be honest. Just so it's not pulling as hard. So it just depends on personal preference and what you want out of a blade yourself too. Like a lot of people have got a lot of different opinions, and that's why we make it as versatile as we can.
Sounds good. I think something that John really focused on is to, like Kris was saying, to have multiple option. You can do a lot of things in one lure. That's one of the key focus John had. So it's good to see everything came to play. And yeah, he's done a really great job with this, I reckon.
Done. I'm done. Let's go out the broad water, I reckon.
Relocating?
Yeah, find a bit of flow.
Sounds good.
Mix it up a bit. As I said, I haven't fished it for a fair while, so it's going to take a bit of getting our head around it, but that's all right.
Nice.
So I'm just going to sit here for a second. I'll tie two things on.
Yep.
I'm going to tie a crank.
Yeah, I might do that too. So Kris, little change of scenery now. We go fish under the bridge at the moment. What do you got tied on?
Just went a little Kadashi, actually.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit deeper diver, nice and slow. Good little. You can roll it, you can twitch it. Pretty slow floating. I really like those baits. They cast like a dart with the casting weight in there.
Yep.
It's not the best tide for the bridge. It's a bit low, so they're probably not going to be up feeding on it, but hopefully they're just up under the headstock. We were going past, so we may as well give it a run. Just saw a little prawn flicked in, so it's a good sign. Some fish on the sounder down deep, so we might end up going to a vibe or a blade yet.
Yeah, okay. The one question I get asked quite a lot is, what makes you pick Kodachi over, say, rolling crank? Do you have any preference in the reasons to why you go Kodachi over rolling cranks? At some stage you might go rolling cranks over Kodachi.
Yep. If I'm rolling over structure like rock, rocky banks, walls, that sort of stuff, rolling crank every day of the week.
Yep.
Big bib, steep angle and square, so it walks over all the rocks a lot better.
Yep.
Whereas the Kodachi is a good rolling bait for like open water, flats, a bit deeper flats, but also a really good bait to twitch around poles and boats and that sort of stuff too.
Yeah, okay.
Fairly slow floating, and I think the key of that bait, which we'll show you later when we fish some other stuff, is especially black brim. On the float, it does a little wobble on the way up, which was deliberate when we designed that bait.
Yeah.
And it's like a trigger for some of those fish. When you can get that little bobble on the way up, they love it. So, yeah, that's pretty much the two different design baits.
Yeah.
The rolling crank's definitely a more structure-orientated bait for crawling over stuff, and the Kodachi's more of just a minnow bait, twitch bait.
Yep.
Righto, we're just up in one of the bays having a blade around, seeing what we can catch, getting a feel for it. It's a pretty overcast day. It's not really my favourite for fishing boats, but it is a good tide. It's low tide, so We've moved out here. I'm just going to grab the Kadachi. There's a bit of breeze around. It's not too bad in this bay. These little guys are absolutely mint. It's probably one of the most underrated baits for twitching on boats. They've got a casting weight in there. They cast like a dart and they're super accurate. The depth's really good. Gets to about 4 feet, which is pretty much the bottom of most of these larger boats. And they're slightly buoyant, so they don't float up too quick, but just enough to bang on the bottom of the boat if you need to. I'm just gonna have a cast because I can see a few on the front of this boat already.
Oh, yeah, there's one.
There's about 100 there. They're all little ones. A little more. Oh, I missed it. So many. They're not super keen. They're interested. They're chasey, but they're not like. Oh, that's a bad cast. They're not eaty. Very chasey. So sometimes they like a really natural colour. Sergi's, brown Sergi's like the staple. But depending on the day as to what sort of colour, quite often they want that bit of flash, especially on an overcast day, so they see it, it flashes, they sort of react to that. This sheer sort of gill colour, shiny but see-through at the same time, is probably one of the staples for boats. So we'll give that a run, but I'm also might get out chrome belly. That's also one of my favourites. Actually, we might go that one to start with, just because I like to be indecisive. I love this colour, baitfish colour. Quite a lot of little baitfish you see roaming around are pretty clear, and they have that little chrome belly on them, little chrome gut, and that matches it spot on. So we'll give that one a whirl. Got him. Took a while to eat that, didn't they? Want me to get the scoop? Nah. At least it's a bream. You can tell Taka's not used to the fluorocarbon spring when you land them. It's just flying out at you. Yeah, it's funny.
Not too high, not too low.
Nah, they're sort of suspended under it, yeah. Good at rattling it.
You got him?
Yeah, little one. Baby one. What a little fish. Oh, it's a little fish. That just shows how versatile that blade is. So there's fish up under the boat. So I actually used it sort of like a crankbait, threw a long cast and just wound it like a lipless crankbait along the side of the boat. They weren't too interested, so I dropped it to the bottom and you can watch them go down. And this fella picked it up out of the mud. Only a small fish, but the principle still sort of stands.
All right, that didn't take long. Oh, I was going to say, that didn't take long.
No, it was right in the zone. It was on the spot. He should have a mate there, but.
There you go.
The first one was bigger. A lot of these fish are suspended under the boat by about 6 feet, so a bit of an awkward depth, but there's also quite a lot sitting on the anchor rope and the anchor block, and that's where the blade is perfect.
All right, I might change the colour.
Yeah, change her up. We'll go get one off this anchor rope.
There you go.
They're fighting for it, that's what's happening.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I missed him again.
Oh my God, there's so many of them.
Yeah, man.
You got him.
Got something.
There you go.
Ah, they're eating it like really typical pack mentality, just like that one wants it first.
Yeah.
They don't actually want it.
They just,
but they don't want their mate to get it.
Yeah.
So they're kind of grabbing it, and then when they're swiping, it's just like pinning them on the outside of the face and on the lip and all the bits, and then they just fall off.
So when you're fishing the boats, do you prefer to fish certain boats over the other?
No. I like the ones that have the fish on them.
Fair call, fair call.
Generally speaking, it's a depth thing. Yep. So it's always been that sort of, you find them in a certain depth, a comfort zone. So if you can find them, say these ones are sitting at 6 foot,
yep.
The fish, if the boats are sitting in 6 foot, they're probably going to be primo because they can sit on the bottom and be a bit more comfortable. And not as far from the travel.
Yep. I saw that one.
How did you fall off? I'm sure you got a mate that's going to grab it. Yep, he did. Scrapper. Little scrapper. Real weird colour, aren't they? Like browny bronze. A little fella on the Kadachi. Only little fish at the moment. There's a stack of little ones there. It's pretty hard to pick through them. A couple of little pulled hooks, but there's so many fish there, it's really hard to get one to fully commit. So I think when we find a boat that doesn't have too many on it, that's when we might get a decent one. Hopefully. What is it?
Heck yeah!
Nice.
Another whiting for me, no bream. There you go. Off you go. There you go.
Get him?
Yep.
Bream?
Feels like it.
Yeah, sick. Tell me if you want the
No,
scoop.
it's not. It's flathead.
Fred, old Fred. You can net your own flathead.
I'm gonna net this one. Oh, God, flatty. There you go. John's blade catches everything. Whiting, bream, flathead.
Look at his mates. Look at that, just under the chin, I don't. There we go. That's the noise, Taka. Alright, keep up. Decent. Nice.
Thank you. First decent bream for the day. I'm not really used to fishing deep water, so you know, something different for me. I'll much prefer to fish in shallow water, and I'm pretty sure Kris knows that. But hey, come and do something different. Get the blade out there, hit the bottom, first hop, and he was on there. So there you go.
Got it. You too.
Yours might be bigger than mine.
That was what I was watching. Fast. Bream either. Kind of feels like a bream. What's yours?
I have no idea. Well, maybe
Blades for the win. It's going around in circles, it's fair hooked. Whatever it is.
Little bream.
Snapper.
Snapper.
Nip, nap, napper. I might need the scoop for mine when it gets up. Got him drag backed off pretty well on 3, but still took some string. Doesn't feel that heavy. Might need that scoop soon, son. Please. Oh, it's a snapper. Interesting.
Snapper.
Yeah. A kingy.
Kingy. There you go.
You're right.
Let me take this off real quick.
Or just pass me the net.
Yeah, okay. that's the best way to do it, isn't it? There you go.
Cheers, man. Little napper. That's cool. It's cool he sight cast it anyway. Saw it on the scope and put it down. Took a bit to catch that thing actually, didn't it? It worked on it with the blade and the way it went. Not the target species, but pretty much the standard bycatch when you're out wide chasing bream in this place. Nice little red, we'll get him back. What is it?
Don't know.
Snappery, wind shaking.
Yeah.
Yep. Very snappery.
Oh, I dropped him.
No, we'll never know. Definitely was a bream. Yep, 100%.
You reckon?
Yep. Because you lost it. No, lose snapper. Had some mates with him too.
And you got his mates?
No, I meant further, but his mates there. Felt more brimy head shakes, that one actually.
Yeah.
That's
a decent fish.
Yeah, it feels more brimy than snapper. See how the nods are further apart?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bream. Look at that.
All them in.
There you go. Out in the deep water, blading up a storm. I actually went to a bit, went to the 5 gram blade just so I casted that a little bit further and get it away from the boat. It's pretty still. And I'm using the live scope a bit to spot them on the bottom, so still only a small fish, but at least it's good fun. Sunny gill. No, not a lot of UV. Did we put UV on this one?
I don't know.
Over the top?
Yeah.
There's no UV orange. It's pretty basic sort of colour, but it might be UV over. Change of colour. Nice little natural bait fishy sort of profile, this one. It kind of matches maybe a little cockle or something on the bottom too. But more a bait fish, so we'll see how we go.
Little red.
Now a little pocket of stuff.
Plenty of those around at the moment. Just got a bigger one before and I'm getting a small one, so.
There's life.
Yeah.
We get a few more throws, we might move on anyway. Got him.
Right colour.
Yeah, it's a bream. Little blim.
There you go. So it was just as I hopped it up, he smacked it straight away.
Had his eye on it.
Middle one, and like the right colour for it.
Just different.
What do you reckon if we take our technique over there? That'll work?
Oh, 100%. Feels like a bream.
Better fish.
It's a bit fighting a bit all different directions, but napper.
Not a bad one too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks, mate. Pinky. There you go. If nothing else, it's good for a bit of fun. The one good thing about, like, you can throw plackies out here and you definitely don't seem to get the variety as you do on blades for some reason. It's always been a thing. And some days, like, if you've got the spots, the whiting you can catch on these things is out of control. Pretty good for enclosed waters anyway. There's quite a few in here and they do get some really big ones, but just poke it along in, what are we in, 5 metres of water at the moment? And Taka's on, probably another one. But yeah, super cool. Blading up a storm.
It's split open.
Is it?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I have no idea.
Yeah. This one doesn't want to move.
I'll switch it down.
Yeah, get out of the road.
Chewy?
No, I don't think so. Don't know. I think it's whatever it is, it feels foul hooked. Kinda could be a trevally. See the wiggling? There's a lot. Ah, that hook just popped out then. There we go. There we go. Now we've only got the right hook in there. There we go, look at that. Not a bad little bream. Again, no huge fish, good conditioned, which is pretty standard in the deep water. But yeah, that one ate it on the drop, so we must be getting pretty close to the mark at the moment. We're just looking for a bit of a hump, some sort of undulation, something different out in this open water, maybe a bit of cockleweed, comes up to about 3 metres. They'll be roaming around that on the bait and then up in there and amongst the cockles and that, chasing shrimp, so he ate it head first. As I said, it was on the drop. That's pretty standard. We'll get him back and see if we can get a bigger one.
Moving?
Yeah, we'll go out and try this a little bit.
Okay.
Try and find something decent.
So Kris, I guess we're throwing blades at the moment. What sort of rod do you prefer to throw blades with? I noticed that you got a regular taper over there. I'm using a fast taper today. But what would be the best, I guess, the ideal rod and taper action? Give us a bit of rundown.
Personal preference, I like the regular taper rod pretty much with anything with trebles. Just that little bit slower action. Oh, hang on, let me get this thing. So just the slower action helps try and keep those hooks in.
Yep.
When those fish are lunging, shaking their head a lot, which they tend to do with the blade. That's one thing I like about it. I like a long rod for blading, generally because you're in open water and you get that extra casting distance. Yep. It also helps that slower action, so you get a more parabolic rod. I like a soft rod as well because I tend to be a little bit heavy-handed. And so when I cast out, when I'm hopping the blade, for some reason, because I don't do it a lot, I always seem to move it too far.
Yep.
Straight through fluorocarbon and a soft rod helps me slow down. It helps me not move that blade too far.
Okay.
It is a little bit of personal preference, but I do think a regular taper rod with trebled lures is definitely a benefit, especially if you're using braid leader. I think it's a must, to be honest. A nice soft tip to be able to feel that vibration and feel those fine bites of those of the brim on the blade, because they tend to pluck at it a lot.
Yep.
And you don't need a lot of download grunt. It can be a pretty soft rod, like a 1 to 2 kilo, because it's open water generally. You're not having to stop them. So
yep.
That's what I really like. There's a couple of different ranges in the Infeet. This is the 742. There's a 722. A lot of people will just go the 7-footer, 7-footer light, which is probably a little bit heavier than I'd like. But yeah, that longer rod, so you can really punch a long cast out, especially when it's windy. Spot on.
Sounds good.
It's like a 30 centimetre one. Even a big one. Actually under the main hull too. Oh, they're on one of us. You. I was like, I can see them eating you.
Oh no.
Get into it. Go on, get in. On the rope?
On the rope, I reckon.
Oh
no, he's out.
I'm gonna have to fight that. It's a good one too, eh?
Yeah.
Might tow a little bit for you. Give you a bit of a hand at least. Oh,
mate. Look at them all.
Beautiful, well done, Taka.
Thank you. Change of plan. Deep fishing, we had fun, catching little pinkies and all that mixed bag, but we wanted to chase bream. But sun's up now and all the fish has gone under the boat, so Kris said, let's go crank the boats. I'm throwing rolling crank in MR, which is a shallow diver. Getting it right next to the boat and pretty much slow rolling the crankbait, and once you feel that, you know, little taps and bites, that's the sort of fish you get. One thing I've learned from you over the time is to, when you're fishing treble baits like a crankbait or Kodachi spike, slower the retrieve the better.
Generally speaking, as slow as you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think you're whiting slow, go slower.
Always slower. What?
Still there?
Yeah. He's got a cracking mate with him. They were just like the tiniest plucks you've ever felt. Hey, I'm like, I know you're better than you're letting on, for sure. Nah, he felt it. Yeah, perch.
Yeah, right.
Grab that net for us. That's why it came out. A bream goes the other way. She's right. A bream will go the other way. Black old perch.
Dark one.
Black old weed perch. Cool. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. We did a full lap around this giant boat here on this dock. I'll just kick us off that while we're going.
Yeah, right.
And I was just bugging around with a live sonar and I could see some big blobs under there. I said to Taka, I said, they're perch, 100%. On a boat that big in a spot that dark, they're perch. And one cast down the side of it, what did we get?
A perch.
Yeah, that's the benefit of those little Kodachis, because they've got that casting weight. They're super accurate in those tight spots. A lot of cranks and a lot of twitch baits wander pretty bad. These guys they're really good, like little darts. So we'll get this fella back in the water. Been a while since I caught a perch. Pretty cool. Why can't one be big? So many, just a little bit better.
You want that?
Oh, it's not that big, it's just a big one each. Yeah, maybe actually. You're liking the Kodachi. Little Kodachi pulls another one off the boat. So I've just gone back to slow rolling it at the moment. They're under the boats, but they're pretty deep. The smaller ones are up high, but the better fish are deeper, and they're just not that willing to come up, so I slowed it down as much as I could. There's still not a big fish, but it's a nice fish, so. That's not as big as I thought. These mate is that. So many fish, just like the small one comes out and grabs it, bigger one sitting behind it, right behind it. Like not big, but there's always bigger ones with them today. It's just one of those days. Glad it's not a tournament, that made me angry.
Off the pole?
Yep, pretty much, man. Get him. Come on, I'm waiting. Let's go. Give me 5 minutes. Oh, missed that one. That's a little one. We'll get a bigger one down the back. Oh, you hit that bird. Get him. Get into it. Get into it. Yeah, we need to leave these boats, I think, man. It's just small, huh?
There you go. Change of technique from cranking to blade. Wait, what do you reckon, Chris? A little bit more sort of subtle action?
I think it's just where they're sitting, man. They're not up. Like they're not sitting under the boat, they're suspended under the boat. So I think they're happy to go down and now up at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
They're just happy to follow it down there off the bottom. There's not too many that are sort of coming up to a crankbait. You've got to really get it down to them. Or there's got to be quite a few of them there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So little tiny blob and then all these bigger blobs.
Yeah, okay. So they are there.
Oh, there's bigger ones with them, yeah. Yeah. They're following your blade at the moment. Let's move.
What are we going to do?
Just go and fish this flat for a little bit.
Yep.
See what happens. As I said, I won't give it long. If they're not biting pretty good on there, pretty quick,
Yeah.
we'll bail out. We've done a fair bit of cranking boats today. Caught like stacks of fish. There's fish on every boat, but it just seems like one of those days when they're loaded with small fish. And even if there is a good one there, the little ones are getting to it first. So it's a massive tide today. This, I think this point here has got a lot of rock inside it and a bit of reef out wide. So we're just going to blade our way in, see if the fish are sitting deep, but hopefully they're right up on that rock and we can go and crank it.
What colour have you got?
Black.
Any particular reasons to go for a bit darker?
Black, generally speaking, you're trying to imitate a mussel on the bottom, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's got that little bit of orange UV for them to pick up as well. It's been a staple colour in blades for a long time. It's sort of good contrast, sort of matching that mussel. Yeah, just works too. Right, so this point here, it comes out a long way off the bank. A lot of big boulders and sandstone, and it changes over the seasons and over the years as well. And sometimes it really covers up with cockleweed or beady weed. And it does make it kind of hard to fish and crank. Really good for top watering, but hard to crank. So just looking here at the moment, looking at the sound, there's a lot of weed here at the moment. So we might have to push up a little bit shallower to where it thins out. But we'll work our way in. It's a massive tide, so theoretically they could be right on the bank. Let's see. Plenty of bait, plenty of food. Bit of tide going across it, actually. Come on. Oh, I got weed on it. Are you shitting me? He's on it. Watch this. Eat it. Tick, tick, do it. Nah.
Is he out?
I've only got 4 pound leader.
Oh.
I had no chance. None.
You're good.
No chance. Even cut my finger out, my hand on the line. Oh, I just broke that too. It hadn't even hit the oyster. He's a big one.
Yeah.
Ow. That was sick, but that was pretty cool. all that work and it still suited me. Man. It's funny then. I've done enough of that sight fishing now, Taka. You can see him looking at it for ages.
Yeah.
And you've got like the tiniest window of movement from making him eat it to running away. And because I couldn't see me bait.
Yeah.
But I watched him and you could tell he didn't have it. And then I just dragged it and you see him flick his head and change his angle. It's like, you just got that.
Yeah, right.
Instant. Bang. And then, bye. Man.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty epic.
I might even miss 6 pound leader actually. I don't know whether I tied any 4 on for that last caught.
Could have gone a bit harder.
I did. I think I broke it. I don't even think it hit the oyster. I think I actually just broke it. That was super cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can do that with a crankbait. I'm going to try that with a Kadashi. Let's keep going. Is that a bream on this side of it? Looks like
On
it.
the other side, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bream.
And under that. Yeah.
Oh, how did he miss that? How did his mate miss it? How'd you all miss it? You didn't.
Got him.
Little one. Perch! That weren't what was there. Oh, wait. Perch. You're not a bream. So skinny. He's a bit different colour than that other one.
Braden.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I tried calling you earlier, but I...
So is everyone else in Australia, apparently. Holy f... Look at that one. Just shut up for a second. You'll spook it. Holy shit, that's big. Oh, I'm going to run over it. Oh, it's still there. Oh, his mate's there too. Oh, come on. He's looking. Oh, it's stuck in the weed. Sorry, there was a giant just swimming in front of me. Oh, there's heaps here, actually. There's heaps. Look at them all. Wow. Wow. Yeah, what are you chasing, sorry? I'm trying to think what I've got coming up. Yeah, and crankbait, wash. Oh, Taka, he's on. Oh, that's a good one, Taka. Finally. I'll give you a buzz back in a minute.
No, that's right. I'll just do this on the shop. I'll just dip it up.
Yeah, sweet.
Right.
Cheers, man.
See ya.
Did you see how many bream are in here?
Yeah.
Holy sh! You all good?
Yeah. He's out.
Oh, I thought he was a big one.
Yeah, he felt bigger.
Yeah, he's all right.
I'll take him.
There you go. I'm gonna catch a eel.
There you go. There you go, that was sight casting, eh?
Holy crap, there's some in
There's
there.
so
eh?
many in there.
And some proper ones.
There are some proper ones in there.
And every cast I make, I get weed. It's very annoying.
So trying to pick Chris's brain. He's really good at sight casting fish, so I'm trying to do the same thing. It's actually worked. There's plenty of fish in there. Just cast over the fish. Drag that rolling crank back over so it's not hitting the bottom, just enough to say it's got enough move in there. And yeah, there you go. It's not the biggest fish, but it was good fun getting the fish out of the shallow. It's always hard work, but there you go. There's another one there.
Got him. Got him.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to lead this one.
He was
He's
right
in a
behind the
bad
rock.
spot.
You said you got him?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure he swims over that rock so I can get him around.
Yeah, I got him
here.
dusted just there.
Come on. Swim around. Yeah, I think it's not that big, just in a shit spot. Oh, you don't want to come over that, do you? There we go. Oh, funny.
The fish?
He's all right. Okay. Not big, but he's all right. Better one we've caught today. Oh, sorry, buddy. Don't do that. Stop. All right. That thing was really shallow. Like, I'm talking under that mangrove, just enough. The Kadashi floats just enough to be able to wiggle it over there. After all the stuff we've done, I end up going to a really natural colour because these things are super flighty, eh? It's glassy, calm, pretty clear. And we're seeing some absolute giants, but he's not a bad fish, be 34, maybe thereabouts. But yeah, good fun, sick fun.
So what's your best advice when you're fishing super shallow water like this and you got the triple baits there? Do you just simply slowly drag the lure over the...
Slow as you can possibly go. Yeah, little one's in there. Oh, that one's...
Yeah, there's one feeding there.
That's a mullet. Is that a bream up? No, that's a mullet too. Two mullet. As slow as you can go, literally. Yeah. Like, just, it's a buoyant bait. It'll walk over it. Providing you keep it moving with its bib down a little bit. Yep. When you keep it just ticking over, it'll walk over most of it. Like, you're gonna get stuck on some stuff. It's just how it is. Like, look at it. Yeah. It's shallow and oystery. But steady, as I said, I think I said before, like, I generally work it with my rod and then just wind the slack up. I don't actually slow roll with my hands because you don't have as much feel. Yep. So you just drag it with the rod itself. And you can generally feel your way over most of it. Go on, Taka. Do you drag up? Any good?
Nah. He's in the weed.
In the weed?
Oh, I'll get him out.
Is it in? Moving back up?
Nah, I'll be right.
You good?
Actually, yeah, maybe. Oh, no, he's out.
You good? Need the scoop?
Nah, I'll be right. He's a little one, but fighting like a big one.
Hook down the side of that, is he?
There you go. There you go, another one. He ate that well.
Alrighty, well that's a bit of a wrap for the day. It was a long day. We've had a fair stint today. It was actually pretty fun. We caught a lot of fish, like all sorts of fish, heaps of bream, few snapper, whiting, flathead, a good assortment, and the day was purely fishing Infeet lures, so some of the new metals and reflex vibes.
And we done a couple of Kawasaki as well, around the boats, shallows, you know. I think, you know, one thing I've taken from today is that we got a lot of lures and offer in the Infeet range, and there's always something to choose from in any situation, and you know more than anyone, so.
100%, yeah. And reaffirmed a few of the things we like to do. I haven't gone and cranked any boats for a long time, and that Kadachi is definitely one of my favourite lures for doing that. It's spot on. Super versatile as well. We're just cranking some rocky edges in like nearly no water, catching some good fish, sight casting to them. We fish some deep water out in the middle on some rubble beds in 5 to 6 metres on blades as well. Yeah, it was just a great day. So, and the good thing is we didn't just catch bream. I know we make the Infeet lures specifically for bream, but they are quite versatile, so we caught everything on them. And yeah, if you want to check them out, pop into your local tackle shop, check out the Daiwa website. I'm guaranteed there's a lure out there that's going to suit something that you do.